Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join me as we talk about Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1. A win for one of our dearly departed. And I came on here the other day and lamented Villa going away to Burnley, having tons and tons of possession, tons of shots, and losing. And it's a well-worn cliche that it's swings and roundabouts, and quote, these things even themselves out over the season. I suspect there'll be plenty of Villa fans quite happy to pocket the 3 points at Southampton yesterday and get the hell out of Dodge. Couple of close calls going in Villa's favour, and I'm sure we have plenty of Villa fans subscribed to the channel that would readily admit that. Let's get into the action. There are the teams. So Villa, what I deem as the strongest lineup, that is the A team for Villa, in the words of Ed Sheeran. Martinez in goal. He had quite the game today, didn't he? Or yesterday, indeed. Cash, Konza, Mings, Target. Louise and McGinn is the double pivot. Traore right, Grealish left, Barkley in the 10 and back in the goals. Watkins up top. For the Saints, 4-4-2. McCarthy, Ward-Prowse at right back. Wow. Bednarek, Stevens, Bertrand, Armstrong, Diallo, Romeo, Walcott. Two of those players, look, going off injured in the midfield, and already with Ward-Prowse at wing-back. Not the most desirable outcome there for the Saints. Ings and Redmond up top. And let's get into this. And I mean, it's become so dull this season because it's not even like we're talking about refereeing decisions. We're literally talking about the wording of the law. That is what not the football authorities have got themselves tied up in at the moment. It's just insane now. So here we go. This happened in the first half. This is Matt Cash, the Villa right back, on the cover, doing the right thing. Shot comes in. It flies towards goal. It diverts very slightly off Matt Cash's left quad and hits his left arm. Okay? So, we're normally looking for, is it deliberate or is his arm in an unnatural position? It's what we're normally looking for. And yeah, his arm's out. His arm's in an unnatural position. It shouldn't be there. And in that case, it's a handball. However, in their... I don't know what they're trying to achieve with this, but in their attempts to make everything clearer in VAR land, I think it's just this season as well. Look down in the bottom of the picture there. That's from the FA's website, it's the official wording. This is the exemptions where, even if you are doing it deliberately or in an unnatural position, you can be exempt if, well, let me just read it. It's not an offence if the ball touches a player's hand arm directly from the player's own head or body, including the foot. Therefore, the shot comes through, hits Matt Cash's quad, which I'm sure is being a pro footballer, a very muscular quad. Barely changes direction, as Jamie Carragher rightly pointed out, and hits his arm. And therefore, referee Mike Dean, who we all love to talk about, don't we, was doing the VAR, ruled that that was not a handball. And we all know that that's ridiculous. But by the law and by the wording, it is the correct decision. Now, as I say, they're tying themselves in knots with these wordings. And I've had my say on the offside ones, the black and white ones. We'll talk about that in a minute, actually. For the subjective ones, I just feel this is so silly because, and yes, this is dearly departed, so we do skew slightly in Villa's way. However, my view on these is, why are the rules put in there in the first place? They're put in there to stop a team unfairly gaining an advantage. I don't know why they don't write that into the words, into the wording of the laws. And the handball gains an unfair advantage or whatever. Have Aston Villa gained an unfair advantage there because of that handball? Yes. The shot is headed towards goal. Okay, Martinez probably going to save it because he's a really good goalkeeper, but that's irrelevant, is it? Is it what Martinez is going to do behind him isn't the point. The shot is blocked with the arm. Yes, I understand if the ball fires at Matt Cash, it hits his foot, which is down here, flicks up, hits his hand, he can do nothing about it. But I do feel sometimes we just look at it from the defender's point of view. Yes, it would be a little bit unfortunate for Cash, who's reasonably trying to block it with his thigh. He's made a deliberate attempt to play the ball, but he does then literally stop a shot on target clearly with his arm. And I think we only think, if you spin it on its head and say, I'm the Southampton attacker, I've hit a pretty good shot and it's blocked by an arm on the way to a goal. Look, they're going to rewrite it, aren't they? They've already rewritten the one that Villa got diddled on the other week with Rodri, wasn't it? Coming from an offside position and quickly nicking the ball off Mings before he can even chest it down. I think they've got to rewrite this one, haven't they? It can't be that that's not handball, I don't think. But Aston Villa fans will all say, we got done by some stupid wording in the laws the other day. We'll have this one, and I don't blame them. But my view on it is that should be a penalty, and I think that will be looked at, and they need to write something in about what Jamie Carragher said in terms of more of a change of direction, or B, does it impede the shot? Is the shot stopped with their hand? Yes, it is. And okay, I'm not talking about if the ball's smashed at a hand from 1 foot and they can't do anything about it. That one's come a long way and barely changed direction. So I think I've said my piece on that one, and I think Villa got away with that one. But by the very, very literal wording of the laws, taken very, very literally, you can't argue that it came off his own body. Skimmed it by about an inch and didn't change direction. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's move on. Let's talk about something nice. Let's talk about one of my favourite subjects, which is Jack Grealish, because this is just brilliant again from Grealish for the goal for Villa. Clipped over the top. He's running into the channel. He's pretty much in a full sprint. The ball is bouncing and just a half volley clip, cut back, floated cross on the full run. He kind of slices across it to hang it up for Barkley. What a player. What a brilliant cross. Grealish does the business again. There is Barkley arriving in the middle. It's a really good header actually by Barkley because he's running in at this angle from left to right, and he actually then heads it back into the other corner, completely fools the Southampton keeper, and in it goes McCarthy, isn't it? In it goes to McCarthy's right. Great assist by Grealish, great header, and a decent goal that, and Villa lead, maybe somewhat fortuitously, some may ascertain, but there we go. Here's a chance for Southampton. Shay Adams there on the right foot. If he hits that with his left foot, he can go across Martinez. Martinez makes himself big. He makes the save. I'm not going to show them all, but there are another 2 saves and a block by Martinez, who, Grealish should probably win Villa's Player of the Year just because of the level he's at. But you would think that, I don't know, at my club there's sponsors awards and kids awards and all of that. Martinez will get some of them. He's having a great season, isn't he? The Villa keeper. And here we go at the end. We've had the subjective one, kind of applied literally. Here's the black and white one. And according to the letter of the law, that is offside. Matt Cash again, bending forward, and his rear end is 2 millimeters or whatever it is ahead of Danny Ings' left sleeve there. I don't even know why Danny Ings has got his arms out like that. It's almost like strikers are going to have to start doing that in the box. Look, we've done this one to death. Literally, by the letter of the law, that is offside. Is Danny Ings gaining a significant advantage from his sleeve being 1 millimeter ahead of Matt Cash's backside? No. Is that written in the rules? No. Should it be? I think so. Some people disagree with me, but I think the offside law in the VAR age will end up becoming subjective and not black and white, because it's also crazy. I'm a big advocate, I've said before on the channel, of the dead heat sort of clause, that if it is ridiculous, that tight, millimetres, and it cannot be ascertained that anyone has either gained or lost an advantage from the position of the two players as it pertains to offside, then it should be let go. Clear and obvious. Where have I heard those words before? Anyway, if you're a Villa fan, you will be overjoyed with this, and I will reiterate, Villa did get absolutely done by a silly loophole in the laws in the game against Man City. So I do not blame any Villa fans commenting, Ben, we had it go against us. We'll take this one. Let's just be honest. That offside is not a dodgy call or anything. That's literally offside. It's just all a bit soul destroying, isn't it? The millimetre decisions. It's the first one I'm more referring to, where I think a very literal translation of a subjective law there. If you heard Alan Smith in the commentary, he was sort of certain that it was going to be given a penalty. Has gone for Aston Villa this week, and they will take it, given those mitigating factors in the defeats against Man City and just the nature of the Burnley defeat, where they should have been clear by half time, but Burnley did what Burnley do. So Villa will be very, very happy with this one. There are the numbers. I'm apologise there, because Bet365 have decided to put an advert in the middle of my screenshots. What are you going to do? Just have a look at the attack momentum graph there, right in the centre of the screen. You can see that Villa, although they started well, then for the most part it was sort of Southampton territorially possession, whatever their algorithm concocts there, were pushing. And you can just see that Villa goal there just before half-time. However, call it what you like. Good game management there. Get one just before half-time. Bit of quality from Grealish. Bit of quality from Barkley. Ride the luck a little bit, particularly with the handball call. However, they get the win. Look at the numbers. 59% possession to Saints. 20 shots to 8. Only 5-4 on target is somewhat of a mitigating factor. 7 corners to 1. 4 big chances to 1. But yes, I will invite the comments. Aston Villa fans will say that was exactly the reverse in the game against Burnley. Sometimes they go for you, sometimes they go against you. And a much needed win, I would suggest, for Villa here, which now, when you look at the recent form, 3 defeats in 5, but 2 wins in 3 now, 6 points across 3 games, the magical 2 points per game. I always say get that any time in the season. And Villa go up into 8th place. I've just noticed I've left the Burnley crest up from the last game there before anyone comments on that. I've noticed my mistake there. So Villa up into 8th spot. They are 3 points off West Ham in that last European position with a game in hand. Big picture, this is all really, really decent for Villa. Look, 10 wins in 19. They're at the halfway point, projecting a 64-point season. So, let's play the big picture game where we say, Villa, great, recruitment good, developed a good side. That side has been out on the pitch the past 2 games. If they can keep it on the pitch, I think the results will go along nicely. And maybe they can beat that 32 points in the second half of the season. Who knows? It is still 10 wins. They've won over half of their games. So maybe not. We will see. Certainly win heavy for Villa in the first half of the season. Great stuff, and compare it to last time out. Settling in the Premier League, just avoiding relegation. Chalk and cheese between now and then. So big picture, really good for Villa. Small picture, is there such a thing? I'm mixing my metaphors here. They probably lose that game 6, 7, 8 times out of 10 if it's played in exactly the same manner. But given the events at Burnley, where exactly the flip reverse happened to Villa, and given also the Manchester City loophole goal, I'm sure they'll be very okay with that. And we all move on and the universe kind of writes itself, doesn't it? Give me your thoughts in the comments on Villa, big picture, small picture, if that's a thing. The decisions. Let's not all just scream and shout about the decisions. I think where we are in the debate now, what is a kind of helpful and productive debate is, what would you do? What extra wording would you put into the laws? My position is that offside will, in the end, become more subjective. And a lot of these, particularly the handball one, it needs to be, did they gain an advantage? Did the ball change direction off the body part? But by literal terms, they did call it right in this one. Right, let me know all of that in the comments. Really appreciate your interaction and really appreciate J. Coyle sponsoring our Dearly Departed shows this season. Dearly Departed, also known as Ben Couldn't Bear to Lose Us. Thank you very, very much for Jay for his kind sponsorship. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Dearly Departed. Well, we'll see what happens with Leeds and Leicester to see if we go early on it. If there's a big story, maybe we'll get involved in that early on this afternoon. If not, we'll be covering the West Brom Fulham, Sheffield United at Manchester City games in a full video. But I'm just trying at the moment to do individual match reviews where we can, just to be a little bit more focused on the Dearly Departed shows as we grow our audience. Does ever get your feedback on that in the comments? And with all of that being said, it was Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1, and it is over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.